Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I will be showing you guys some Great League battles with this new Pokemon I've been trying. It's Ludicolo actually. You guys will see how he plays out, but watch to the end to see how I score and how it plays. But please consider supporting the channel, and with that being said, let's get on with the video. Alright guys, for the first round, my opponent's first Pokemon is a Wigglytuff. So this was a pretty good start for us, since Wigglytuff is a fairy type Pokemon and Skarmory is a metal type Pokemon. Metal types do resist fairy types, so that was a pretty good startup for us. He does end up swapping out to a Alolan Stunfisk, not Alolan, Galarian Stunfisk. So it was an Earthquake. I double resisted that. Rock Slide would have actually done more damage and it would have saved him more energy, but I think he just decided to go for that Earthquake. That Earthquake did take a good amount, but that Rock Slide would have taken more, as I said. So he does shield that one Ice Beam right there. That would have done some pretty good neutral damage, and that's so he shielded that. I actually do decide to mirror his shields just so I don't risk getting hit or like fainting. So the only problem with Ludicolo, I think, is a problem that he's super glassy. He would be really good if you did double move him with the Energy Ball and Ice Beam. That would be a really good choice. But he actually does get a 1 HP clutch with that Rock Slide. That was a good play with my opponent. So I actually do swap out to my Skarmory, get ahead on that Sky Attack. My Alolan Marowak will be able to take on his Wigglytuff, so I will not have to worry about that. So he actually does end up swapping out to his own Alolan Marowak, but that would be okay for us since I actually did have a Sky Attack in the back. That was really good. And yeah guys, so let me talk about the team. So the Skarmory at the beginning is a pretty good start against those Azumaros, since Ludicolo, if you're like me and only have one charge move, then Skarmory would be a really good matchup for startup for this team. If not, you could swap out to Marowak or Ludicolo, but I like to think as the Skarmory as a starting Pokemon, the Ludicolo as a safe swap, and Marowak as a closer, since Marowak does have those strong moves and is just one of the strongest Pokemon in the team. So I end up only having one Pokemon left. He actually has no more shields. My Bone Club is going to come in. This will do some pretty good neutral damage. Bone Club is a really good choice if you actually want to use Marowak. I recommend using Bone Club Shadow Ball or Bone Club Shadow Bone. But some moves have their advantages and disadvantages. So Bone Club is super fast. It's like a laser. So his Wigglytuff will be doing not very effective damage. I actually decide not to shield, just in case his Marowak does have a Shadow Bone or a Shadow Ball in the back with a Mud Bomb or something, or Bone Club I mean. So it actually only ended up being an Ice Beam, which my Fire type counters, and he actually ends up surrendering. Good game to my opponent. For the second round, my opponent's first Pokemon is a Granbull. So this is another really good start because of his fairy type. My Skarmory is a metal type, so he does resist those metal type fairy type fast moves. So he actually has a Shadow Mewtwo. You guys see how much damage his Sky Attack does. I was actually surprised that he didn't shield, and it actually one-shots. Oh my. So he actually does swap out to a Abomasnow. My Skarmory does counter both his Granbull and his Abomasnow. I could swap out to my Alolan Marowak to do that double super effective damage, since fire types are super effective against both his grass and ice types for Abomasnow. So Skarmory will do so much damage, since flying types is also super effective against those grass types. So I actually do decide to swap out to that Marowak. His things like Weather Ball, I think that's what it's called. Yep, it is Weather Ball. I think that is an ice type move. so that did do not very effective damage. I actually do end up fainting his Abomasnow. So yeah guys, so I actually threw in the Bone Club right here. He will keep doing neutral damage. Yeah, but if anything goes wrong, my Skarmory is always in the back, but he actually decides to surrender. So good game to my opponent. For the third round, my opponent's first Pokemon is a Cresselia. Once again, my Skarmory does counter his starting Pokemon. Cresselia is a Psychic type, and Skarmory's Metal type does counter Psychic types. So Skarmory is a pretty good startup Pokemon, but he actually does end up swapping out to a Jirachi, so I would have to swap out to my Alolan Marowak. His Jirachi's Psychic types just do so much damage. I remember before when I used to keep winning Jirachi. If you guys want to use Jirachi, I actually highly recommend using him. He's not really one of the metas, I think, but he is really strong. So I think he's not in the meta only because people like Marowak and Bastiodon and Azumarill are like in there, but yeah. So he actually is down by 1 shield. I think he will shield this one, leaving him with no shields. My Bone Clubs do super effective damage since Jirachi is a Metal and Psychic type Pokemon. Bone Club is a Ground type charge move. Ground types are super effective against Metal types. So we actually end up going down at the same time, which is really good. So he actually does end up swapping out to a Azumarill. Once again, Ludicolo won't do that good of a matchup. I actually am running the same moveset as a regular Azumarill would run, Bubble and Ice Beam, because Razor Leaf is his other fast move, but it just takes so long for his charge moves to charge up. So I would recommend Bubble and double moving, since it is only 50,000 Stardust. If you guys want to use Ludicolo, he's not bad. It's just only certain circumstances he is not going to do very well. But his Cresselia against my Skarmory will win, because he actually ended up throwing in that Grass Knot, which I double resisted, since Grass types are not very effective against both my Skarmory's Metal and Flying type. So he actually does end up surrendering. Once again, good game to my opponent. Let's go guys, so we actually have that 3 wins. So for the 4th round, my Skarmory ends up countering my opponent's starting Pokemon, which was a Venusaur. So Venusaur is a Grass and Poison type Pokemon. Flying types are super effective against Grass types, and he actually does end up swapping his Pokemon to another Pokemon. It is a Bug and Electric type Pokemon. It is actually a Galvantula. So I choose to swap out to my Marowak, since his Fire types will do super effective damage, since Galvantula is once again a Bug type Pokemon. So I actually will not shield here, since it will do neutral damage, but it will do pretty good neutral damage. It will hit pretty hard. Yep, it did. But I actually did end up getting a Bone Club right there. That's some pretty good energy. I don't think I did get to the Shadow Ball. Oh, I actually did. That's a really good lead for us. So he will probably shield the Shadow Ball. Yep, he actually did shield that. So he actually does have that Ghost type fast move. I actually forgot what that fast move was called. I'm really sorry, but I actually did end up swapping out to that Ludicolo, and he actually swaps out to a Venusaur once again. So my Skarmory, look how much damage the Sky Attack will do. He is left with no shield, so he can't shield that. That took off everything. So his final Pokemon is that Marowak. I actually decided to shield that just not to risk getting hit with a Shadow Ball or a Shadow Bone, but it was actually a Fire Wheel. I haven't seen Fire Wheel used, so that's pretty cool. Fire Wheel and I think Fire Blast are the fire moves that Marowak could learn. But if you guys don't have a Marowak, Chandelure is a really good swap for Marowak, since it is a fire and ghost type Pokemon. It can learn both ghost and fire type moves just like Marowak. I think Marowak just has more health, but Chandelure is like has more attack damage. So I actually did end up getting that 4th round win right there. Good game to my opponent. Alright guys, for the 5th and final round, my opponent's first Pokemon is an Empoleon. So this is a pretty fair matchup. Empoleon's Hydro Cannon, if it is a Community Day Hydro Cannon or Empoleon, it will do. I can't even explain it. It's gonna be, I'm probably dead. My Marowak and Skarmory will lose to that Empoleon. Oh, and it actually is a Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon is a big laser. It's like that Swampert. Like before I said, if you're going against a Swampert without a grass type or something to counter that, yeah, you're most likely dead. So he actually does swap back out to a Feraligatr. Feraligatr is an only water type Pokemon, which is pretty good for me. He does actually have that ice type fast move, so that will do neutral damage while I do not very effective damage, which is okay. He actually did end up shielding that ice beam, I think, and I will not shield this one since it will be a crunch only, so that did pretty good neutral damage. Both of us are actually down 1 shield. I think I am going to throw this ice beam in. He probably will not shield since he does know that it is an ice beam already. That did some pretty good, not very effective damage, I guess. But my Ludicolo did end up going down, and I end up swapping out back to Skarmory. So Skarmory will do pretty good against him, since that Ice Bite, I think that's called, will do neutral damage, since my Metal resists ice types, but my flying types for my Skarmory is super effective against ice types. So he actually does end up swapping back out to an Empoleon. I think I actually have 2 Sky attacks ready, I'm guessing. Oh, he actually does have, yep, I actually did end up getting those 2 Sky attacks, and his Empoleon ends up going down. I don't know if my Marowak would have done super effective damage, but if it did, I still would have had a chance. So it actually ended up being a Kingdra with a waterfall, not even Dragon Breath. So this is pretty bad, since my Fire Spin as my fast move, he double resists it, since fire types are not very effective against both dragon and water types. That Shadow Ball did a good amount of damage, but sadly not enough, so my Marowak actually ends up going down. That was actually a really close fight, but actually do end up losing right here. Good game to my opponent. So guys, that was actually the final round. We actually got a 4-win with this new team I've created. I think this is a pretty solid team if you have the right kind of moves, but I decided not to use any double moves on it, which is totally fine. We still did okay. So I recommend using this team. Comment down below what your team is, what you guys think about this team, and what's your rank. Please consider showing your support if you haven't already. And yeah guys, please stay in tune for my next videos, and make sure to watch my other videos, because I also do recommend some Pokemon teams. But yeah guys, I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye guys.